The wedding photos were still warm from the printer when I found my sister's lipstick on my husband's collar. Not a faint smudge, not a coincidence. A deep crimson stain, fresh, and the worst part, it was the same shade she wore to my engagement party. My name is Rebecca Lawson. I'm 34 years old, a marketing consultant from Seattle. And last Tuesday at exactly 9:17 a.m., I discovered my husband and my own sister tangled together in our storage room. But I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I didn't collapse on the ground whispering, "Why?" No, I did something far more calculated, something that would expose them both in the most humiliating way possible. And before I tell you exactly how I trapped them like the rats they are, make sure you subscribe to Whispers of MAE and turn on notifications, because stories like this, they're not fiction, they're warnings. The illusion of perfect 7 years of marriage. 7 years of shared holidays, mortgage payments, inside jokes, Sunday coffee routines. James was charming, confident. The kind of man who remembered your Starbucks order and held doors open just long enough to look thoughtful. And Emma, my baby sister, 2 years younger, my shadow growing up, my maid of honor. She held my bouquet when I said, "I do." She cried at my vows. She toasted to forever. Ha ha ha. Forever lasted exactly 26-42 days, because 6 months ago something shifted. Emma started dropping by more often. James suddenly worked from home. Text messages lit up between them like fireworks. When I entered a room, conversations stopped. Smiles disappeared, phones flipped face down, and every time I asked, "Oh, you're imagining things." That phrase, that poisonous phrase, gaslighting, is quiet, it's subtle, it makes you question your sanity instead of their loyalty. But instincts don't lie. The day everything broke, I was supposed to leave for a business trip to Portland, except it was canceled. And I didn't tell James. Funny how silence can reveal truth. I drove away at 8 a.m., circled back. Parked 3 blocks down, walked home. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. At 8:47 a.m., Emma's red Honda pulled into my driveway. She looked around, unlocked my front door, went inside. At 9:15 a.m., they walked into our backyard, into the storage room. James carried a blanket, my blanket. Oh, that sound, you don't mistake that sound. Laughter turning breathless, wood creaking, whispers turning into moans. I stood outside the door listening to my life implode. Something inside me cracked, and then hardened. The padlock was on the workbench, heavy, cold, solid. I slid it through the latch, click, that sound echoed like thunder. Inside, silence. Then, did you hear that? The door won't open, banging, shouting, Emma's voice rising in panic. "James, what's happening?" "Oh, sweetheart, what's happening is consequences." I flipped the breaker, cut the power, let them sit in darkness, and then I made one phone call, the witness Marcus, Emma's husband, kind, loyal, oblivious Marcus. "Hey," I said calmly, "James got stuck in the storage room, could you help?" He arrived in 20 minutes. When he heard Emma's voice inside, his face went pale, hands shaking. He unlocked the door, sunlight poured in, and there they were, disheveled, guilty, caught in the middle of destruction. Marcus staggered back like someone punched him. Emma, that broken whisper, I will never forget it. Aftermath: divorces happened, families split, reputations shattered. James tried to blame marital stress. Emma wrote a 5-page apology letter. I burned it. They're together now, apparently. Ha, built on lies, good luck with that. Meanwhile, I renovated the storage room, painted it bright yellow, turned it into my workspace, because I refused to let betrayal own space in my life. I turned their hiding place into my healing place. What I learned: the people closest to you know exactly how to hurt you, and if you ignore your instincts, you'll betray yourself before anyone else does. But here's the thing: exposure isn't cruelty, it's clarity, and I chose clarity, I chose myself. 6 months later, my business is thriving, I'm traveling, I'm dating someone who doesn't make me question reality. And I sleep peacefully knowing I didn't beg for loyalty from people who chose deception. If you've ever ignored a red flag, if you've ever felt that gut twist and tried to explain it away, listen to me, trust it. And when the truth reveals itself, don't shrink. Stand tall, expose it, walk away with your dignity intact, because the best revenge isn't screaming, it's thriving. If this story gave you chills, if it made you say "oh" under your breath, then make sure you're subscribed to Whispers of Me. Comment below. Where are you watching from, and what would you have done in my place? Would you have screamed, or would you have locked the door? Stay strong, stay sharp, and never ignore your intuition. God bless.